Can you beat Super Mario Odyssey with a steering wheel? You might think the answer is pretty obvious. Of course not. You can't even connect the steering wheel to the Switch. It just doesn't work. Well, in this video, I'll show you how I was able to connect my steering wheel as well as beat Super Mario Odyssey with it. Let's get started. First of all, I can't play on the Switch because it just doesn't work. So I decided to play on an emulator called Jinx on my computer. All I had to do was connect my steering wheel and play the game. Now I had to figure out a way to connect my steering wheel to Jinx. So I installed a software that turns your steering wheel into an Xbox controller, which Jinx recognized. I told the program to move the stick left and right. When I moved the steering wheel, the gas pedal was to go forward and the brake was to go back. And the other buttons were as if you were using a regular Joy-Con. Now we can finally play the game, right? Okay, it's not that bad. All I had to do was change the stick shift to move the camera up and down. Cap Kingdom was pretty easy. All I had to do was get used to the controls. Cascade was also pretty simple, except for this stupid dino skip. Sand Kingdom was a bit of a challenge since I couldn't use motion control to get this moon. So I chose to go gambling instead. Lake Kingdom was also challenging without motion control since I couldn't get this pillar moon, but I just went to the shop, defeated Wrangle, and was off to Wooded Kingdom. This kingdom was pretty simple, just don't jump into deep woods. Well, I guess it's not so bad. Just plant the nut and go back up. Yeah, deep woods isn't so bad. Now I just gotta get all the other moons without falling back down. Okay, this still isn't so bad. Okay, Wooded Kingdom was kind of a challenge, and playing with the steering wheel is making this pretty difficult. But I finally got all the moons and left Wooded Kingdom. Cloud and Lost Kingdom were straightforward, but Metro Kingdom was probably the worst. Yeah, I couldn't move the camera. So I had to go back into the program and tell it to make the D-pad to move the camera left and right. Now I could finally kill the Mecha Wiggler. The rest of this kingdom was honestly pretty easy. With Metro Kingdom completed, the rest of the kingdoms were fairly easy as well. Snow, Seaside, and Ruined Kingdom were all pretty simple and easy kingdoms, and all that was left were Bowser's and Moon Kingdom. The beginning of Bowser's Kingdom was really easy. Just go from island to island, collecting some moons along the way. Climbing this wall, however, was going to be a lot harder than you'd imagine. See, you know how when you capture a Pokio, you flick the left stick to climb the wall? Well, there is no left stick to flick here, so I gave up. I thought for sure there was just no way to use the Pokio without steering wheel. Until 2 days later, I was messing with the controls and saw that you had to have the steering wheel perfectly straight press on the brake, then immediately press on the gas pedal. With this method, you could trick the game into thinking you were flicking the joystick and finally climb the wall. Except it was stupidly hard. The trick had such a tiny window to pull off that it took about half an hour just to climb this wall. But finally, after all this time, I was actually going to beat the game. All that was left was the... Alright, so I know you can jump up the mech without a Pokio, but believe me, I tried, and it's practically impossible without motion controls. So I had to use the Pokio. After about half an hour of attempts, I finally made it up and defeated the Mecha Boodle. All that was left is going to Moon Kingdom and defeating Bowser. And with that, I beat the game in 3 hours, 41 minutes, and 33 seconds for the first time with the steering wheel.